practicing making another little video for you. As you can see, this looks different than the garter stitch that you've been doing. It's called stockinette stitch, and it's a very basic stitch that you use when you're knitting. It has all knit stitches on this side, and it comes out smooth, and on the other side it's all purl stitches, and so you have these purl bumps. Stockinette stitch tends to curl up. You can kind of see the tendency here, it's wanting to curl up. With this t-shirt yarn you can manipulate it, but it's good for a lot of different things. And so what I'm going to try to do is make a video about doing a purl stitch. And you don't have to try this yet if you don't want to, but I just wanted you to have the information in case you want to try it. And the book I sent you should have a chapter on it as well. I just finished a knit stitch row, so I'm going to turn my work around and put it in my left hand, and now I'm ready to do a purl stitch row. Now, the first thing that you're going to do different with the purl stitch is your working yarn is going to be in front of your material. When you're doing a knit stitch, it's behind your work. Okay, but for a purl stitch, I'm going to bring my working yarn in front like this. Okay, the second difference from a knit stitch is a knit stitch, you go into the knit under this leg and through. Now for a purl stitch, you go under the same leg, but you go at it from this direction. Okay, so we're going to go under it like this. Now to keep my edge neat, I'm going to slip this first stitch. Okay, I just slipped it purlwise, so that wasn't a purl stitch. I just slipped the stitch like I showed you on the last video. Okay, so now I'm ready to do my first actual purl stitch. So I put my needle in under the leg on the opposite side. Okay, and now notice how my working needle is on top, not on bottom like it was for a knit stitch. Then I take my working yarn, I wrap it around, just like for a knit stitch. Same direction and everything, although it feels different because it's in the front. Now, here's the tricky part. I'm going to use my needle to pull that loop back through. Okay, so now I have a purl stitch, and all I have to do is slip it off, just like you do for a knit stitch. Okay, we're going to do it again. I'm going to go in under that leg from the right side. I'm going to take my working yarn and I'm going to wrap it around. Now it might help to hold that working yarn either with between your thumb and your finger, or press it against the material so you have some tension on it, so that when you get ready to pull it back through, you can. Okay, and then slip it off. All right, so now we have 2 purl stitches over there in our slip stitch. Okay, in from the right, wrap it around, sorry, trying to keep it in the frame, and pull it through, slip it off. Okay, now I'm going to get my yarn up like I hold it, and I'm going to do the rest of these purl stitches. In under the leg from the opposite side, wrap it around, pull it through, slip it off. I've ordered a different tripod to see if I can make these videos not quite so awkward. Okay, in from the right side, wrap it around, pull it through, slip it off. And under from the right side, wrap your stitch, pull it back through, slip it off. In, around, back through, and off. In, around, back through, and off. And we've got one more. Oopsie. In, around, I lost it off of there. Okay, let's try one more time. Around, back through, and off. Okay, and then I'm going to kind of pull it, get it on there straight, snug up that last stitch a little bit. Okay, so that was a row of purl stitches. So to continue with my stockinette, my next row is going to be knit stitches. And once you get going on this, it's easy to tell that this side is the knit stitch, and so whatever side you're on, that is the stitch you do. So I'm going to go in and slip my first stitch knitwise. I'm going to go in like I'm going to do a knit stitch and slip it off to keep my edge neat. And then I'm going to do a row of knit stitches, which you're very familiar with now. I know this isn't real fast. You can't tell, but I'm having to look around my camera to make this video. It's a little bit awkward. Okay, so I've got another row done. One more row in my stockinette. So knit stitch side and the purl stitch side.